Hello, oh, knocking everything over, and welcome to another video here on This Little Wonderful Life. I'm in a very happy January mood because I really love January. I know I've said it a million times before, but it is one of my favourite months of the year. I find it such a nice quiet time. There's very little pressure on me personally at this time of year, although work is quite busy, the office job. And I find it's just a nice, quiet, reflective time. And like I've done the last couple of years, it's the perfect time to do a little bit of looking back at 2023 and looking ahead to 2024 and looking at the kind of habits and things that I used or did, or books or mindful things, or you'll see what I mean when I start talking, that worked for me throughout 2023 and some that didn't, or might need tweaking or changing, or that I might want to leave behind in 2023, and the things I'm looking to take with me into 2024 and beyond. So I thought I'd just get started. There'll be some old familiar favourites here that if you've been watching this channel for a while, you will recognise. Just going to do a bit of adjusting and get comfortable. And I'm going to do this in no particular order. I've just written a list of things, and we'll start with the most old favourite. Something that has worked for me for the past 5 years or more, and that is the Almanac by Leah Leenders. I never fail to enjoy this and use it all the way through the year. I just need to press something on my screen because there was something going across my face. It's very distracting. That's better. Not that you could see that, but I could, and it was annoying. So I've been getting this for the past, I think this might be the 5th year I've had it. So this is the 2024 one. Every year she uses a different illustrator, and every year there are a few different themes and other little bits that vary year on year. So this year, the illustrator is by H. Ooh, just one name. Illustrations by H. And the theme this year is the garden. Last year, the theme was folk celebrations, I believe. No, last year the theme was the solar system and the zodiac. And the year before that, I think, was folk. And you have things like all the almanac-y type stuff, so like tide, timetables, daylight and nighttime hours, sunset and sunrise times, things going on in the sky, average temperatures and things like that. My favourite thing is the daylight hours, which is now in a really visual way they've done for the past couple of years. I'll just find the one for January for you. Black represents night, grey twilight and white day. There we go. So you can see in January we start off with very little day, and it starts to widen towards the end of the month. And then if I pick a day, say in July, no, let's go for June. There we go. So by June, when we're reaching the summer solstice, there is no black. It's all twilight. This is my most depressing time of year. I don't like it when there's that much light. So I follow it very closely in the summer months to see when those evenings start to draw in. That's my favourite time. I've read through January so far and it's brilliant. They've got another contributor to it this year who's talking about rituals that you can do, meditations and making space for the nature of the month and bringing it indoors. That's from Louise Press, and she's also looking at things to do with meditations and rituals to do with the moon and that. It's lovely, it's gentle, it's beautiful. It's about connecting with the world, around you and with nature. It's UK based, and it is every year. I get asked every year if it's suitable for other places. Well, the tide timetables and anything to do with the weather and sunrise and sunset times, absolutely not. It's very, it's completely for the UK. Is it for the UK? Yeah, Britain and Ireland. But the things about the rituals, if you live in the Northern Hemisphere, about what to watch for in nature and the seasons changing, and the rituals that you can do throughout the year and the recipes, you could quite easily use that throughout the year wherever you are. So this year it's snack of the month we've got. So for January, we've got haggis pakoras, which I shall definitely be making on Burns Night. There's a little thing here about how to make sun catchers out of ice and so on. So it's really interesting and I love it. It's one of my favourite things. I always get it for my Secret Santa gift at work because we can put wish lists together, and I always just ask for this. Well, I've been talking for 6 minutes and I've only done the first thing, the almanac. That's how much I love it. So something else that's really worked for me this year, although kind of fell by the wayside, so I've got plans for this coming year, is walking. I love walking. I can't run and I don't enjoy running. It hurts my knees. And then I end up having to rest for ages, and then I can't, and it hurts. But if I walk, that doesn't happen. Sometimes my knees hurt on very, very long walks, which I'm going to be doing later today. I'm going to do an 11k walk this afternoon, so that's my first very long walk in a long time. I was a bit waylaid because I started to suffer with dizziness, but I found that if I walk without my AirPods in, because I often listen to audiobooks when I'm walking, that makes things a lot better. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to keep the AirPods out and just listen to the noise of the traffic. It's not a very nature heavy walk, the one I'm doing this afternoon. It's very much on urban roads and underneath motorways and so on. But it has been a constant. I love it as a form of exercise. I love it as a form of connecting with the environment. And this year, also the past year in 2023, I started an Instagram called Alison Wondersland. Actually, I didn't start it last year. I think I started it the year before or even before then, just to record my adventures and my love of walking. And I recorded a video of the same place every month throughout the whole year, and I've saved it in the highlights. It's called Seasons. You can see how the woodlands and the meadows around where I work changed from January through to December, and that was so fun to do. I might do that again this year. However, I'm also going to be taking part in the 1,000 miles challenge, where you aim to walk 1,000 miles in a year. You can start it at any time. I just happen to have started it on the 1st of January. It is Country Walking magazine that kind of runs it, although it's supposed to be really accessible, so there's no barriers to it, that you can record your miles any way you want to. You can get the progress tracker on their website, and it's free with the February edition of Country Walking magazine. This is what it looks like. I picked this up yesterday. Country Walking magazine, and in the February one you get a progress tracker, and it's really interesting because you can fill in your details for each day of the week throughout the year, and then it gives you little milestones and tells you how far you've walked in comparison to something else. So for example, when you get to 73 miles is the distance you can see from Snowdon, or 253.5 miles is the length of the London Underground, or 603 miles is Land's End to John O'Groats by Crow. And very last, when you reach 990 miles, that's quarter of a way to the centre of the earth, and 1,038 miles is 1/24th of the circumference of the earth. So it gives you little milestones as you go, and you can reward yourself after every 100 miles and so on. I've got to fill out yesterday's. I'll do that later. So I've already made a good start. Now, when I posted or talked about this originally, a lot of people said, oh, I do 1,000 miles easily because I've got a dog. And that is great. That's one of the fantastic things about having a dog to walk, isn't it? It gets you out and it gets you walking. But I don't have a dog. So I don't have that motivation, that reason to get up off my bottom and get out and walk like 2 to 4 miles a day. So something like this gives me the motivation. And I think it's also important to remember that I love walking, I consider myself fairly fit to do it, but not everybody feels like that, and it can feel quite daunting to get started. And this is a really good way, even if you set yourself a target of 500 miles, if it just motivates you, if you know on average how much you need to do a day, to walk 1,000 miles in a year is an average of 2.74 miles a day. So it is doable. It's just about making the time to do it and getting out there, especially if you don't have an animal to walk or look after. So I'm really looking forward to doing that. I'm talking about it and posting about it a lot on my Alison Wondersland Instagram. So do head over there if you're joining in and want to chat about it over there. Something that didn't work for me, and this is to do with sort of organising my life in 2023, was I really, really tried hard and did a lot of setting up on the online organisation platform called Notion. It's free, although I do think there are paid aspects to it if you want. And I set it up to sort of manage my life, to-do lists, ways of monitoring income, ways of monitoring content planning and so on. And I really made a huge effort with it for most of last year. But as I came to the end of the year, I've come to the conclusion, I think for now, that that really doesn't work for me. For example, for keeping track of prize winners and prizes being sent out for the Strictly Soccer Along that I run on my Little Drops of Wonderful channel, the table format that it offers you for sort of tracking things like that is just not as flexible as I would have liked it to be, like Excel is. So in the end, I just exported it and created Excel spreadsheets instead. The to-do list function was very good. I may continue with that, but for now I've got an alternative option. So this year I found on Amazon, I will link these underneath. I have not used them yet. I'm very new to this yet and I don't know if this is going to work for me. So let me show you a blank one. I'll take this top one round. So these are by Noted on Amazon. It says this is no ordinary monthly planner. I would say it probably is an ordinary monthly planner. Our pads are made with certified FSC certified paper manufactured in the UK, reducing air miles. They're fully recyclable and we plant 5 trees for every one used. Well, that is good, isn't it? And there's instructions for how to use it, but I think I've got the gist of it. This is what it looks like. There's 52 sheets on here, so there's more than enough to make a mess of them and use them again. So you can write your month and your dates up here. There's a little space to write the dates and you've got a space for notes here as well. So for content planning, this is brilliant because I only need to just see at a glance that I've got a podcast due up here, a podcast due up here, a video due up here, and I need to film across these 3 days or something like that. So that's really handy, but I need to get into the swing of using it. I'll do another blank one for the weekly one. Now, annoyingly, the weekly one is also a pad of 52 sheets. So that gives you no wriggle room for messing a sheet up. And this is what the weekly one looks like. You got plenty of space. Is that focused? Hopefully. You've got plenty of space for writing your daily lists. And then what I really love is you've got this little habit tracker at the bottom. So each week you can say, right, I want to read for 30 minutes. I want to walk for an hour every day. I want to make sure I drink 6 pints of water, not 6 pints, you know what I mean. And then you can just tick it off as you go. And then you've got a little to-do list. So if you've got overarching things, you've got to get done that week, but it doesn't need to be done on a specific day. And I really like that. So my plan is to try and find some erasable pens or just use a pencil. Which is probably the most sensible thing because I've already got lots of pencils, so it won't cost me anything. So that's also from Noted as well. So I will keep you posted throughout the year on how those work out for me. In addition to these, I've also got my trusty family diary. I spoke about this in last year's sort of what worked and what didn't vlog. I think I've got one by it's a different make this time. It's by Smart Panda and it's a 2024 diary. But the really great thing about this is that it started in November 2023, so I could make the switch early and not have to worry about doing it in January. And if I want to buy the next one, I can start early if I want to. It's by Smart Panda, and the reason I went for this one over the one we usually get is, first of all, it's got really handy tabs for each month, so you can flip to whatever month you need to refer to, because if you're anything like our family, you're always having to flip forward and backwards to find out what you did and where you need to be when and what month and so on. But also it doesn't have a ton of unnecessary gumph at the end, which I find with a lot of these diaries you get, a planner, a habit tracker, stickers, year at a glance, but I don't need that. I just need a week to view. That's all I need. This is what the week to view. So you get a little page at the beginning of each month. Here's February. So you can write your goals and notes if you want. I never use that. And then you get the whole week to one double page. And the good thing is the weekend slots are the same size as the week slots. I hate it when they squeeze Saturday and Sunday into 2 tiny little boxes. So yeah, I'll link that underneath as well if it's helpful. Sketching. Sketching is something that I didn't do enough of in 2023. It will always be part of my life. I'd say at this stage in my life, I've got other things that are kind of taking my time, but when I was on holiday, I did a lot of sketching, and I finally found a way of keeping everything together in a way that really works for me. And that is, I'm using this beautiful project bag, which was originally made for knitting and crochet, but is perfect for my sketching stuff. It's the perfect size, but also because it's got a black bottom and it's got, you know, a relatively dark colour on the inside, but bright enough I can see what's going on inside. I don't need to worry about it getting dirty and so on. Oh, the maker is cherry. Oh, I can't remember the name. I will find out and I will put it on the screen and link them underneath, because my brain has just completely gone blank. And in here I've got the sketchbook that I am finding I'm enjoying so much more. I was originally using a A5 size sketchbook that was landscape style, but I'm now using a moleskin notebook that is portrait style, and I'm really enjoying this a whole lot more. I use it for just random doodling when I need to just get doodles out of my head just to play. And I used it all the way through our holiday to Scotland to make a little holiday diary. You would have seen a lot of this when we were away. I've got to finish this actually. I've got to do the last 2 days. I've got to fill in the drawings that I want to do. But I'm really liking this format. I like the paper. I like the shape of it and the size of it. So that's really worked for me this year, and I really want to make sure I continue with my sketching next year. For me, sketching and how good I am at it and how much I feel I can draw competently is all about practice and consistency and keeping doing it, and I've been a bit lax. Another thing that has really worked for me in 2023 has been my light. My serious light, and they're actually sponsoring this video. So I'm going to talk about this as well. I love talking about my light. So Serious Readers are based here in the UK, in Aylesbury. They hand build all their lights in the UK, and their Serious Light range consists of 3 different lights. I think it's the Alex light, the high definition light, which is this one, and another one, can't remember the name of it, but I put the link underneath with all the details so you can go and have a look at the range. All of the Serious lights in the range use something called daylight wavelength technology, which replicates as closely as technically possible the daylight spectrum. And I'm just gonna press it on like this. I know it's daylight right now, but yeah, so you can see how concentrated that light is and how not kind of yellow it is. I don't know, maybe I can show you on my pad. It really is such a lovely light, and for when I'm reading or making notes, and especially for when I'm crocheting and for when I'm knitting, it's just the perfect thing. It's so easy to move about. Here it is, being lifted with one arm, because I've got the lightweight base, because I knew when I picked my light, I'll just turn that off. Actually, it doesn't really disturb the picture at all, does it? I knew when I picked my light that, what was I saying? I knew when I picked my light that I was going to use it in various different rooms. I knew it would not just live in the living room. This is where it lives mainly, because I tend to sit here in the mornings to do my crocheting or editing with my light. And in the evenings it moves over to the sofa where I sit watching telly. Because the really good thing is it doesn't disturb anyone around you. You put it on and you focus it on what you're doing, and that's where it is. It's not around you, like distracting people. But it also gets dragged through to the kitchen when I'm working in there, or when Dan's working in there, and it even gets dragged upstairs and put next to the bed for reading as well. It's so versatile and easy to move around. I think it's been used in just about every room in this house, including the girls' rooms. And I've got a fantastic offer for you. Serious Readers are giving you £100 off any of the lights in their Serious Lights range, and free delivery with my code, which is on the screen now. I will link it underneath, and I will put it as a pinned comment as well, so that you can go and find it. And that's a fantastic offer. I'm just so happy with my light and I can't recommend it highly enough. And I know loads of you on this channel, on my other channel, have said that you've already either taken advantage of the offer and love your light, or you already had one before I did and were like, yeah, she's gonna love it. So yeah, thank you Serious Lights for sponsoring this video. You need your iPad?
Yeah, is it in here?
I think it's in that basket. Sorry, slight iPad interruption. Hold on. I've moved down to the floor temporarily because I've just lit the fire. It is so cold today, so I thought I would just take the opportunity to get that started. And I just want to keep an eye on it, so I thought I'll move down here. Although now I've got a really weird sunbeam slightly in my face, but I'll keep going. So I was about to talk about, before I was interrupted, a little bit more on sketching. And that was, this year, I want to work through this lovely book, My Year in Small Drawings by Matilda Tristram. It was a gift from my friend Ali. Oh, this is so annoying. Hang on, let me put the blind down. Probably puts me in semi-darkness now, but it makes me feel cosy. Yeah, my lovely friend Ali bought me this when I saw her back in the summer. And what has really surprised me about this is it is a sketchbook. It is designed for you to sketch inside it. And you sketch in small drawings only. So you get a tiny little, I don't know, 2 by 2 inch square. I really hope you can just about see that with the sun being awkward. So you get lots of them. You get a good few pages for each month. Let's have a look. And within each, sorry, not month, season, and within each season there are lots of prompts. You start with winter, which is perfect because it is winter now. And the first prompt, for example, in winter is bare or evergreen trees. And the idea is that you fill up these little squares with very small little drawings. And it helps you, as I said earlier, it helps you to build a drawing habit, and keeping drawing as a habit and doing it over and over and over again and practice is what helps get you good at it. It's a skill that you can learn and hone and improve on just with practice, and it's something I need to do more of, and I think that this is such a good idea. But not only that, but there's a great deal of information to read in this book as well. It looks so small and unassuming, but the information that's in here about why we draw, about the practice of drawing, about how it makes you feel, is brilliant. It's really, really fascinating. So it's a good read, the bits in between the actual drawing. So I really want to take this with me into 2024. And yeah, as it's winter, like I say, no time like the present. It's just about catchy. I shall put a log on there in a minute. So the other thing I wanted to mention was shampoo. I started last year with using shampoo bars. In fact, I think I talked about a shampoo bar in my vlog of things that worked in 2022. But then I moved to the Lush version. So I bought the little tin that you can get. And I think the one I've got, oh, I wish you could smell it. And it's nearly done actually. I've had it for about 6 months now. Was called Jason and the Argonauts, I think. It smells gorgeous. Even if I just leave it in the bathroom with the lid off, it makes the whole bathroom smell just lovely. And of course with Lush you get a lot of natural ingredients, and they have a lot of ethical credentials behind them as well. And I've really, really enjoyed it. Not only do they last ages and therefore they're a lot more economical cost-wise, but also when we went on holiday to Spain, I went with my 2 friends, we only took hand luggage, and you don't have to worry about liquids. You can just take this with you because it's a solid. I haven't branched out yet into solid conditioners. So I think this year I'm going to start that as well and see how that goes. I've got ridiculously thick but also coarse hair, so conditioner's quite the event. So I don't know if a bar conditioner can handle it, but I am going to buy one to try this year. I will keep you up to date. I can't do a vlog about things that worked for me in 2023 without mentioning paddle boarding, so I have nothing that I can physically lift up and show you, but I will put some footage overlaid on the screen so you don't have to look at me strangely lit from the chin down. I will move in a minute once the fire's going. So paddleboarding has been a great thing this past year. I went on a special day on my birthday in April. On my actual birthday we went paddleboarding up and down the River Medway, and then we went out as many times as we could fit in, and then we specifically booked somewhere for our summer holiday in Scotland this year where we could have uninterrupted access to a loch where we were able to paddleboard freely, and it was amazing. We haven't paddleboarded since we got back from Scotland, and that is just because of time constraints and work and other things that have been going on. I was very unwell in October. Dan has been a little bit unwell as well, but we're hoping to get back on the boards again. And if you're thinking about taking a lesson or starting with paddleboarding at all, I cannot recommend it highly enough. It's not difficult and it's a very gentle and lovely thing to do. We have definitely got the bug. For the next thing, I'm going to move back to the sofa. You would have seen me opening a box at the beginning of this vlog, and it's going to be easier if I move back up there to show you. I might wait 5 minutes until the sun sorts itself out as well. I made an order from Germany, which was quite unusual, but if you watch my Vlogmas, you'll know that every day throughout Vlogmas I had a tea advent calendar from Goldmünchen in Germany. It's a lovely advent calendar and you get a different tea every day. And I've loved it so much. I've had it for 2 years. It was originally sent to me as a gift from lovely Vicky. And when she saw how much I enjoyed it and she knew she wasn't having hers, she sent me the one she wasn't using. So I've had it for 2 years in a row and it really has become part of Christmas. So I thought I'm going to order myself one. So this is what it looks like. It comes out of the box like that. And then it opens up and it's a star. And then you take the tea, you open this bit up and you take the tea from the bottom and you get 24 plus you get an extra one for New Year's Eve as well. Now my friend Suzanne at Green Lumpkin Yarn said she was intrigued by it, so I got her one as well. And then I've got one to put towards my 10,000 subscriber giveaway. I'm going to do a little parcel of things and I thought I'd include one of the advents because you've all been watching me open them over the past couple of years. Came packaged, like I had this bag and I was like, what's this? But it's all like recycled packaging to stop it all moving about. It's really good. I also ordered some Hunter's tea, which is one of my favourite ones from the advent. So I just treated myself to a little box of Hunter's tea, Jaeger tea. And they put in some extra little freebies. Let's have a look at what they've put in. Hang on. Oh, so let's test my German. Right, I'm pretty sure that this is wild herb. So I've got a little wild herb one. Probably laughing at me if that's wrong. I don't know what this one means. Bach-Blüten. Feels like it should be minty or something. So I've got that one. I'll put the translations on the screen. Pretty sure I know that this is organic chamomile. And then organic Schwarzer tea. Oh, there's translations on the back. Oh, there's translations on the back of these ones. Yeah, organic chamomile tea. No translation for that one. And organic black tea. And then there's two here. Yoga Vida, pause, and what looks like fruit parade as well. So that's nice. I've got some little freebies to try. And that really worked for me over the past couple of years. It's nice to discover new little traditions like that, isn't it? And finally, oracle cards. Now this is something I never thought I'd enjoy or say worked for me, but I got these for Lilia. She's never used them. She wasn't interested. So I keep them by the sofa and every now and then I have fun drawing one out. Mainly, I just love the imagery on it. So it's the Celtic Spirit Oracle by Nicola McIntosh. Now obviously I have Scottish heritage on both sides of my family. Both my parents are as Scottish as you can get. I was the first one born down south in our families. And you get a little book that describes what the cards mean. And then you've got all the oracle cards. And it's just fun to draw one every now and then and see what it's telling you. It's good fun and I really enjoy it, and the illustrations are beautiful. I will link as many things as I possibly can underneath that I can find. Thought I would finish off back down by the fire. I've just put another log on. Done that thing where you put another log on and accidentally maybe smother it a bit, but I think it's going to be okay. It's just so cold today. It's been snowing and everything. Not been settling though. Yes, so thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you found something to interest you or inspire you. Do let me know what you've been doing or what worked for you in 2023 and what you hope to bring forward with you in 2024. I will be back very soon with a more normal vloggy vlog, kind of pick the camera up and film my day type of vlog very, very soon. And until then, have a lovely January. I'll see you again very soon. Bye.